Welcome in the DNVR Avalanche Podcast, live from Studio Den. I forget what we call this one. The lounge, the cave, the studio, any of those. We're in this one. Join us for it. Bailey, AJ, and Rudo coming to you live in Avalanche Off Day. We are presented by Bet365. The Avs have had the luxury of just being on top of everything this year. While all the other teams scrap and claw and panic about stuff, the Avs just get to be at the top of the NHL and look down on the plebs a little bit. But I wanted to have a conversation today about parts of the league, as we've seen a flurry of activity in the NHL as of late. Are we reaching the turning point of this NHL season, or is there still a lot to be determined? Obviously, there'll be big stuff at the trade deadline. There'll be other big moments, but it's felt like the first 2 months of the season really hasn't decided a whole lot. And now seems like Vancouver's selling. Seems like Pittsburgh, despite being in a borderline playoff spot, selling. Buffalo is doing things.
Buffalo is Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, it's Buffalo. What are you going to say? We'll talk about it. But do we think things are starting to fall into place this year, or is this just an opening salvo of moves?
I feel like there's still a lot to be done, in my opinion.
Sure.
This is just kind of like the, okay, boom, we're here kind of portion of the season. And I feel like a lot can happen between now and March.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, Vancouver giving up is appropriate. They're bad. They accept that they're bad, and them getting out ahead of the Quinn Hughes thing meant that they got a better return, so good for them. Smart enough, I guess. The entire East is at a 500 points percentage, and 6 points represent the difference between the last playoff spot and the bottom of the conference. So I think that there's a lot to be sorted out there. When you have this many mediocre teams, I think that you're halfway to the trade deadlines. We just don't really know. And it's going to be about runs, the 10-game segments that teams go on where they go 7-3, and then are their bad runs going to be like Seattle had a great start to the year, right? And now they haven't won a regulation game in 11 games.
Oof.
That'll take you out of it pretty quick. So who has those types of runs coming? And then, of course, the Central Division is its own problem because right now 10 points separate third and fourth place in the division.
Yep.
That's a huge gap. So it might just be jockeying for position, Central Division 1 through 3 now, versus who's actually going to make it in. And the rest of the Central is trying to figure out what they want to do. I think that there's still too much hockey to be played to say that to feel definitively about many things. The top 3 in the Central are probably going to be the top 3 in the Central, and Vancouver and Calgary, them selling, them actually being like, we're done.
Yeah.
Would make sense. Calgary doesn't want to do that yet because Craig Conroy, head of PR, calling himself GM, isn't interested in doing that quite yet. But Vancouver throwing in the towel is like, finally, somebody accepts their fate.
I think what's kind of interesting for me too, in talking about the mediocrity in the Eastern too, is just how many of those teams were kind of in on the Quinn Hughes thing too, coming out of it too. So if they're willing to sell a lot of that to get a guy like Quinn Hughes, what else is down the line for them to improve? Like what else is there for them to kind of do and go after, and how much can they improve?
I mean, it's a good question, right? Because it's only December, but you're talking about what are teams' backup plans then at that point. Supposedly Detroit was heavily in on him. We know New Jersey made an offer for him. Looking at the East, and AJ already mentioned how close the East is top to bottom, but are we going to see another year where it's just a ridiculous arms race in the East where a bunch of teams buy heavy and we end up in this world where the East stacks themselves up while the West kind of just holds serve a little bit?
I think the biggest thing with the East is that injuries have shaped that season so much. Sure. Carolina's been playing with half of their defense for most of the year. Tampa Bay's lineup is decimated with injury. And
I mean, Florida too.
The Florida Panthers, like, you're looking at them going, arguably their two best players haven't played a single second for them this season. So, like, they're in, like, the East is in that position where they need to get guys healthy, because we're talking about the Philadelphia Flyers and Pittsburgh Penguins and New York Islanders and, like, teams that we did not think were going to be there are in that race. And that means that if everyone's a buyer, nobody's going to be a seller. So you need a little bit more. You need some more separation.
From. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, that is Toronto going to sell? Are they really going to just throw in the towel and be like, the Rangers, as expensive as that roster is, as much as they've invested in it, are they going to give up? Ottawa fancies themselves a team to be reckoned with. If they can get some stops, then the New Jersey Devil. I haven't even mentioned the Devils. They haven't had Jack Hughes for a lot of the season. It seems like they're always in some sort of injury hell with that guy. So injuries have shaped it so much that I think teams are going to be like, we want to see what we've got first, to the point where the top three in the Central feels like the only thing that you really are comfortable with, and Vancouver at the bottom and Calgary at the bottom. But after that, like, even out west, Dallas has had such bad injury issues. Minnesota's lineup is, like, bad. They're still winning games, but if that's not going to highlight
Jesper Wallsted's a beast, and that's it.
Yeah. Also, amazing nickname, the Wall of St. Paul.
Yeah, it's pretty
amazing nickname. I'm so annoyed. It's such a good nickname. So, we're talking right now. It is December 17th, and the San Jose Sharks are in a postseason spot.
Yep.
The Utah Mammoth, no Logan Cooley. Like, yes, they had. I'm sorry for the pun. They had cooled off before that injury, but now that there's no Logan Cooley, like, we had talked, like, they were a top-heavy team. They could not sustain. That's, like, one of the only injuries they just could not handle.
Yep.
So you're looking at such a strange. The Jets didn't have Hellebuck. Now the Blackhawks don't have Bedard. These are all the teams that are in that, like, really soft middle portion of the Western Conference. What are they going to do? Because if all of these teams think we're in this, they're not selling.
Yeah,
like, you're not. Who are you going to find the teams that are going to be like, yeah, you can have this definite, proven NHL player for a 4th round pick or something to improve your 4th line or whatever? You're not going to find that.
I mean, let's go through some of these teams. Obviously, Vancouver's selling. We talked about Calgary already. Should Seattle be selling?
In theory, but what are they going to sell? Have you looked at the roster?
I mean, if they want to sell Shane Wright, I'm interested.
Yeah, if they want to move Riker Evans, sure, I'm there. But like Jamie Alexiak is arguably your best trade piece, unless you're dipping into next year's contracts, where, sure, you could talk about Jared McCann, but then aren't you just like cementing yourself as, oh, we're also going to be bad again next year? Okay, great. Are they just going to be bad forever at this point?
I mean, I do think they're going to be bad again next year.
Yeah, I was going to say that writing seems like it's already on the wall for them, so there's no saving that.
They haven't been around for that long, but it's already time for them to blow it up, maybe. I don't know.
They had their one good anomaly season. Yeah. They can have that. They can be bad for a little bit. I feel like new teams have that period that it's a rite of passage here in the NHL.
Supposedly there were more Avs fans in the building than Kraken fans last night.
And Cale Makar was still getting booed.
Ooh, Kraken fans were mad about it too. I saw so many Kraken fan tweets about this is the loudest that a road team has been all season, and it was like, yeah.
Colorado's not a team that travels either, so like
the Avs are very used to being the building that all the 06 teams pack.
Yeah,
yeah, right.
So
not in Buffalo because they're everywhere, but
weird. I do want to talk more about Buffalo and some other teams, but we do need to take our first break of the show. So let's shout out some sponsors. Hey, Colorado, make sure you're stopping by your local Dick's location. Get to Dick's Sporting Goods and get the hottest apparel and footwear from top brands like Nike, Adidas, our Originals, FP Movement, VRST, Calia, and us here at DNVR. You can get DNVR merch at your local Front Range Dick's stores now. Maybe a shirt like All Hail Kale. Maybe you want some Broncos merch. Nuggets are there too. Just a plain old DNVR shirt's pretty cool. Go get it at Dick's. Plus, you can score equipment from all of the big sports: baseball, football, soccer, basketball, golf, hockey. They've got you covered there. Could make for a great Christmas gift for the athlete in your life. So go jump over to Dick's. If you find a price lower somewhere else, they'll match it with their best price guarantee, and you can get your gear fast with free curbside pickup at your nearest store or easy shipping from Dicks.com, because every season starts at Dick's. Whatever your sports equipment needs, from helmets all the way down to cleats, Dick's has it all. Check them out. Get your stuff today. Again, Dicks.com to get it delivered. Once you've got all of your sports equipment, maybe you crack open Bet365 and put some bets down on some sports. You can use code DNVR365 when you sign up with Bet365. You get $150 in bonus bets when you put $10 in your account and put $5 on anything, win or lose. You don't even have to hit that first bet to get the bonus bets. They're an official betting partner of the Colorado Avalanche. Pretty easy to pick the Avs to win and win money this year. You'd be up big if you've picked them to win every single game. The NHL offer also has a 3-goal instant payout. If your team you pick to win goes up by 3 goals, you get your money right away. No nonsense comebacks, and you also get your money faster that way. Tons of other boosts and amazing stuff with Bet365 too, though. Whatever you're looking for, whether it might be those bonus bets, again, use code DNVR365, or some parlay boosts, they've got you covered. And get that $150 in bonus bets when you bet $5, win or lose with code DNVR365. You can use those bonus bets on just about anything on the site. Of course, you must be 21 and older, physically located in Colorado, and if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER today. I did want to continue this conversation as we are in the second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by Bet365. I don't know where I am at this point. It's my birthday, all right? Cut me some slack. I might be anywhere. I'm comfortable saying no one in the East should be sellers yet.
So loud. So loud.
Surely Nashville should be selling, right?
That would be the idea, but they're kind of in the same boat, I feel like, as like you look at an expensive team. Like they went in trying to build what is a fairly old roster.
Old and bad.
Is old and expensive for no reason whatsoever. So like, what are you going to do there?
It's funny because they're 7-3 in their last 10, and if you look at Nashville media, they're like, "Look at all the teams that we've beat. The Predators are finally finding their stride," and you're like, "Yeah, they're still 7 points out of a playoff spot in like a crowded field." So you need to continue to play a minimum of 700 hockey for the next like 30 games.
That's not sustainable for that roster
to get into this. Probably not. It seems unlikely that a bunch of dudes in their mid-30s who are really showing serious signs of decline.
It's like positive back half of the season. Yeah.
I love Luke Evangelista. Is that guy going to be enough to shake off all the cobwebs from the old dudes? No, stop.
UC Saros can only say no goals for so long.
Stop it. It is just so I'm not saying it's impossible or that it can't happen. The West is way down this year, but it's so unlikely. And I just think that you're looking at a reality where they're probably going to have to get closer to the next roster freeze, the February Olympic roster freeze, than this one, where they'll finally be like, all right, well, we were 7 points out. We were 7 points out when DNVR did that show, and now they're 8 points out as we go into the February roster freeze. We've done nothing. Then you'll have to accept reality and start to move some guys. So, but I think that some of these teams just need to feel the reality of it. Is San Jose gonna finally give Colorado Mario Ferraro if they're in a playoff spot? No. We need a couple more weeks for them to fall out of it, and then finally Mario Ferraro can come home. I say home because he's been in my heart for several years now, so it's Mario time.
I mean, you've talked about looking for a guy you can play with Kale in a pinch. That's a guy who knows how to do it. So
very familiar with it.
Yeah. This is where we get into the interesting teams in the West. I want to start with St. Louis because I think they're a little bit different than the rest. They're still kind of waiting around to get consistently good goaltending, and they just aren't getting it. They're still managing to either 500 in their last 10 games, but they're not in a great place in the season. Are they in the Nashville bucket, or are they in the? There's still some belief there. There's no belief from me, for the record.
Yeah, I'm kind of in it's too little too late for them this season.
Why are y'all hating?
Why are you not?
I'm just asking why y'all are. State your case.
Because you can have good underlying numbers and still be a bad team when your goalies are simply incapable of existing in net.
And in such a weird, thin goalie market too. What are you gonna do?
Edmonton already tried Tristan Jarry. Who else is out there?
Yeah.
That's my big thing. Is Jordan Binnington is just not. If you're looking for somebody to save that team, Jordan Binnington's not that guy.
He certainly doesn't look like it right now.
He might get a Team Canada roster spot because NHL stuff and Gary Bettman, but that's not gonna save that roster.
Binnington will get a Team Canada spot because of what he's done in the past, and absolutely nothing to do with what he's done this year.
Yeah.
But they've won 12 out of 34 games. And I know that the point system is what we go by for standings in the NHL. They've won 12 out of 34 games.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Why would you feel good about that roster? Have they had any significant injuries that you can point to? New Jersey's going, we're going to get Jack Hughes back. That's our number one center. We're going to be fine. We're going to be in this thing. We think when we get that guy back, we're going to be right in there. As mentioned earlier, all the other injury issues that we've talked through. St. Louis doesn't really have that. It's not to say that they don't have injuries. That's not the NHL. But no good excuses exist for that team.
Yep.
The thing that helps New Jersey too is the East is a gauntlet. So when they get Jack Hughes back, they have an opportunity to rise to the occasion and potentially take a spot there. The St. Louis Blues, I mean, look at the West. Is there any hope to claw back unless they have a really, really good season for the next stretch of 20, 30 games?
I don't think there's any hope in the Central Division because they are already 14 points behind Minnesota for third place.
No, but
you're playing for a wild card spot already at best. Yeah.
And the wild card teams right now are LA, who I think will probably continue to be there, and San Jose, who I think probably won't.
Yeah.
But even with LA, again, they've won 14 of 32 games. You're not looking at this going, there's no team here that you're actually oh man, I'm really worried about them. Now that Winnipeg has Hellebuck back in net, I'm going to give them the edge.
Mm-hmm.
They've got the reigning MVP in goal. I'm going to give them the edge because when he's been in net, they've been pretty good. Their underlyings are bad. It's still not a well-constructed roster, and I'm not worried about them come postseason time. Please don't clip this in April when they end up as the first-round opponent. But, like, they're 5 points back of San Jose for the second wildcard spot right now. I guess it's both. They're tied. So, 5 points back of a playoff spot, and Hellebuck is back in net. I trust them more than I trust all these other guys. All these Chicago without Bedard? Nah, you're about to sink like a rock.
Cooked.
Utah without Logan Cooley? Utah with Logan Cooley was already on its way down. Without Logan Cooley? No trust whatsoever. St. Louis playing the way that they have? Nah. And then what? Like Seattle? Like Nashville?
Yeah.
Stop.
Well, but first of all, chat talking about Cale Makar getting booed. I want can Seattle do like something fun, like what New York does, where they do the whistle thing and then say Potvin sucks? Can they like start doing that?
Do that. Old. Please don't do that. I hate that whistle. It's so annoying, and like Rangers fans started doing it like just randomly during other games. Like they've done it in Ball Arena, and I'm like, this is in no way relevant. Why are you doing this? So no, don't do that. Just continue to boo Cale when he's there. He'll keep picking up points, keep picking up dubs. It's fine. Do your thing.
Fun hater AJ is so back right now.
Oh, dude, I'm all about Seattle embracing the nihilism of the NHL. Y'all had your fun. You had your one moment. Congratulations. We hated it. And you guys got a forever villain out of it who just happens to be Cale freaking Makar. Great. This is a joke. This is a joke.
Sidetracked just a little bit. We've kind of dived. I can't do tenses. Dove. All right. Into the wild card conversation, and instead of focusing on some specific teams, I wanted to zoom out a little bit and ask you guys here: if you're playing for a wild card, if you are a wild card team, should you be buying?
I guess it depends on where you are. For me,
yeah. San Jose, no. LA, yes.
Okay.
Like, because LA has the last year of Anze Kopitar's career this season. They're not. I know that there's like the Phil Deneau stuff, and I write about this in a piece that's coming out tomorrow. So, heads up, enjoy that. That's a good reason for them not to sell low on Deneau. I really didn't mean to rhyme right there. I'm so sorry. It's a good reason for them not to do that. But finding other avenues, they need to try and be competitive. You don't want to throw in the towel on the last ride of the Kopitar-Doughty era. And especially with that mushy middle in the West, and especially with the Pacific being kind of blah. That's a team that I'm looking at going, buy everything.
Okay.
Buy everything under the sun. Any guy that comes on the market that you think is actually going to help you score a goal once in a while, buy. Get him. Victor Olofsson, I think, is actually a great option for this. He's a really good goal scorer who's just kind of been buried in Colorado. I'm doing the agent pitch here. He's really a guy that you should pay a lot for. I think Phil Deneau hasn't been any good for you. He scored 5 points in 30 games. An Olofsson, Phil Deneau, Sam Girard kind of thing would really make a lot of sense for everybody involved.
I was going to sell everything but the kitchen sink here to try to do this. Oh, my God.
I would also like Phil Deneau, but come on.
So good, dude.
Okay, so...
He's so good.
Sure, you can sell me on LA being a last gasp all-in type thing. But in general... buying as a wild card is just buying to like lose in the second round, right? Like
it depends. If you could get the first wild card spot and you're not playing Colorado and you end up in the Pacific bracket,
like Cinderella runs exist.
Do they? Like
in some cases.
I mean, the great example of that was LA in what was it, 2012?
Over a decade ago. Yeah.
That was also like an 8th seed that you could see it coming,
right?
Because they had been so dominant down the stretch and they were so injured to start the year. Like there were a lot of data points that suggested that LA team as an 8th seed was a real problem. Right now, I don't feel that way about any of the teams other than Winnipeg, with the idea that Hellebuck translates regular season success to postseason, which I understand is a ginormous asterisk.
Not.
Yeah.
Like that's an asterisk the size of the sun. I understand. But other than that, there isn't really any of these teams that aren't in the postseason right now that I'm worried about. And that includes the 2 wildcard teams. I'm not worried about them right now.
I do think in the West, it just feels a lot of teams are like, if they buy, it's Columbus going all in a handful of years ago, where like, okay, you got better, maybe you make a second round, but is it really worth it to buy if you're not competing for the big prize?
That was, they had to go for that though. Those guys were Panarin, Bobrovsky, they knew what was coming. They knew what was coming, and they were like, we're just going to go all in on this era, and whatever happens, happens. And honestly, respect for doing that. More GMs need to do that. I said this with the Minnesota deal the other day. More GMs need to act like they are trying to win the Stanley Cup and not trying to keep their job. And go, well, I've made the playoffs 4 years in a row. Stop. Silliness. Like, you want to see these teams actually going for it. And everybody always loves to say it. Once you get in, anything could happen. You never know when a big injury is going to change the course of a series. You never know what matchups are going to look like as you get deeper into the playoffs. Look at the Avs Cup run in 22. Like, that was a pretty good slate of teams for them to play. Nashville didn't belong. They were a joke. St. Louis was a hard out. I mean, that was a brutal series for both teams. Edmonton couldn't hang, and then Tampa Bay was the great final boss. But that wasn't like a tough route.
No, it wasn't.
And it's frankly comparable to this year where there just isn't really, you're not, even Dallas, you're looking at saying at the moment, before anybody has made any of these moves, right? At the moment, there isn't a scary team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd agree.
What I think is interesting too, and they're not a wild card team too, but you bring up the GM conversation. Does that feel a little bit like what Buffalo just did?
It's exactly the conversation I want to get into. We do need to take our second break of the show before we do, so let's shout out a few more sponsors. Need a last second Christmas gift? Aura Frames might just be the thing. Go check out Aura Frames today. You can go to auraframes.com and get $35 off with code DNVR. When you do go over there, you're going to want to check out their Carver Mat frame, which is their best-selling frame out there, named #1 by Wirecutter. Super awesome product. Highly recommend. We gave one to my in-laws. They absolutely love it because you can load it up with pictures. It's a digital picture frame. You can also put videos on it, which I love because I like to live in the future and not stare at still images. That's pretty cool. But you can get the app and you can just upload pictures whenever you want. So if you want to keep someone involved in your life, if you want to give them updates via pictures of your dogs or your kids or whatever it might be, Aura Frame has that covered. And if you're getting it as a gift, you can even preload pictures on there. So when they open it up, it'll be a customized picture frame for whoever you're ending up giving it to. So go check out Aura Frames today. Again, head over to auraframes.com. That's AURAFrames.com and use promo code DNVR to get $35 off their Carver Mat frames. This deal is exclusive to listeners and frames sell out fast. So order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. And of course, support the show by mentioning DNVR at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Once you've got your Aura frame, time to kick back, relax, and choose chill. Look, shopping during the holidays can be exhausting, but you can relax with a Coors Light in your hand. Jump in at CoorsLight.com/DNVR to get it delivered right to your front door. You don't even have to get up off your couch. You can do it right from your phone. You can also find Coors Light in every liquor store in the country. If you are out and about, pick some up. The blue mountains on the bottle or the can let you know it's ice cold and ready to drink. And we are starting to get some colder weather in Denver off and on, so I always like leaving my Coors out in the garage where it gets nice and cold, and then you have a good little drink, whether it's watching an Avs game or maybe you're just sitting back relaxing with some friends on a weekend. Coors Light is the way to choose chill. It's cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. When you embrace the chill mindset, choose Coors Light. Make the most out of the times you choose to chill by choosing Coors Light. And again, get it delivered right to your front door thanks to CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Coors Light is mountain cold refreshment, crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche Podcast presented by Bet365. Jarmo Kekalainen, the new GM in Buffalo. 2 questions here. One, is there anything that can save the Buffalo Sabres, GM related or not? 2, how quickly can a move like this actually help a team? Like, is this throwing in the towel on this season, or do they expect Jarmo to come in and immediately make moves?
Was the towel not already thrown in?
I mean, I throw the towel in on Buffalo on July 2nd, so.
That's my first thought is like that. They're already kind of at the bottom of their respective situation, at the bottom of the league. What is there left to do this season that could save them? I feel like bringing in a guy like Kekalainen, you need a new voice. You need something. You need anything if you have any hopes of turning this franchise around.
I don't have any hopes.
Obviously, they feel differently, Rudo.
I mean, don't sign Alex Tuck to a $10 million contract is probably a good start.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I like Alex Tuck. You love Alex Tuck.
I do.
I don't.
He's not worth
understand
that.
how that actually. Yeah, like that. That moves the needle for you in what way? Like it keeps you level. Is it going to be better for you to trade him and move on and like now you've got futures? No, of course not. But that at least gives you something to work with in the future, and you can always just hope that maybe tomorrow is better than today. Oh, dude, the cat is super mad. It's 2 hours till dinner time.
I don't know if they believe in Buffalo either.
Yeah. Cat's mad about this as well. I have to bring this up, and I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, but I just don't know that anything will come of it. Avs have ties to some of the Columbus guys. Organization CMAC came up with before coming to Colorado. Are there any ties to Jarmo that the Avs could poke around Buffalo and find something useful?
I'm inclined to say no.
Okay.
What are you trying to find?
Alex Tuck rental.
You set yourself up for that one.
Not to sign him and pay him too much money, just a little cup run rental. That's all.
Okay. So you really like they're throwing in the towel, like you're an all in.
Yeah,
like, give me everything.
Give me it all. Is Tage Thompson available? Like that dude doesn't want to be there anymore. Like,
oh god.
This is where Avs fans are going to jump all over Ryan McLeod again to be the 3C.
Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong.
Gosh, somebody brings up Bowen Byram in chat too. I don't know as though that's.
Don't think they're good. They
Avs
would run that
answer.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even want him back, personally.
No. I mean, he was okay for the time that he was here, but what is he gonna do that the Avs aren't already kind of excelling at with some of the personnel that they have?
If you could guarantee me you'd be getting the 22 cup run version of Bowen Byram, awesome, all in. But he hasn't been that guy for 3 years. Like, he's not even close.
Yeah,
you're not selling him here.
I know.
No, he's 24 and it feels like he's 30. Like he just looks like he doesn't look good to me. His underlying data is bad. His decision making is bad. His defending is bad. I just look at him and I'm like, what is this? I just don't understand. I don't understand how it's gone with him. to me, it kind of bums me out. But with Buffalo, it's really like Ryan McLeod and then a bunch of names that aren't realistic. Like,
yeah.
Oh, what's Owen Power up to? Would they be open to moving Matthias Samuelsson? Because Samuelsson's a guy that I like, and little lefty righty versatility. Like,
you have to think, at least for the Avs, if those bigger names are available, pretty likely to get outbid by a team with more assets than Colorado.
Mm-hmm. At least more that they're willing to give up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I could talk about Ryan McLeod all I want, but like, what are you going to trade for him? Like Ross Colton?
Right.
Like,
how much better are you actually getting at that point? Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, McLeod's a good center, and he's super fast, and he'd be really, really fun in Colorado. That's great, but Ross Colton brings a certain level of competitiveness that you need, and that's important. You need a guy that has edge like that. Ryan McLeod doesn't. Like, I don't know. I'm arguing against my own made-up scenario. I've done this to myself.
Okay. The other side of this, and this is, purely fictional, not a conversation we're having at all right now, but what would it take for Colorado to seriously consider changing GMs?
What? I don't know. A lot?
Like multiple years of failures?
Like, I feel like if they can survive the beginning of what everybody thought was a crap show last year, like that's...
Yeah.
Everybody thought he was throwing in the towel with some of these, situations that he was trading for. And it ended up working out for him. So as long as he ends up with, that hindsight.
I mean, sitting here today, the entire league all thinks Chris McFarland should have won GM of the year last year, knowing what the Avs have done this season with all those guys they went out and got. So,
I mean, I think if they have a first round flame out again this year, you're talking about it. Like,
yeah, surely coach is on the chopping block first, though, right?
100%. But I mean, we can give Chris McFarland all the accolades and all the props and love in the world for their record. What are they, 33 games into the season? Yeah, 33 games into the season. That's great. They've been unreal. They're 24-9. Like, you've earned plenty of love at that point, guy.
Yep.
But you keep your job when you graduate to a certain level of expectations. Like if the Sabres were 24-9, they'd build a statue of Kevin Adams. So now Jarmo Kekalainen. But at this point, like where the expectations are in Colorado, that's not acceptable to lose in the first round again. It's just not. I don't know how, barring like Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar both missed the first round series kind of thing.
Context matters, of course.
Yeah. And even then, the Avs lost to a team that were in that exact situation last year. Like, you need to find a way. You need to win games. You just can't. You're in this window, like, you just can't throw it in the bin. So I don't think I think the noise around that is a whole lot quieter given the start that they've had.
Yeah.
But he needs a good deadline, and really, like, he needs a deep run. Even a second round loss would feel like a really big letdown.
And that I think then begs the question too, what counts as a good deadline for a guy like Chris McFarland who's set this team up for so much success?
Well, they don't need a lot. We're talking one defenseman
and
one forward. Like, well, they don't need a lot. So,
like, is a good deadline really him not doing a whole lot and like working on those depth pieces and that's it?
Yeah, if he does nothing at this deadline, I'll be disappointed because that's a lost opportunity. But if he goes out and it's like the deadline is like, I don't know, pick a seventh defenseman, pick your favorite seventh defenseman off of a team, and like a guy like Sam Carrick. Is that enough? Like, do you feel like that's enough? Like, that's super.
We did something. Really that's leading. A check. Like, yeah. Okay.
That's like all the stuff I was trying to work on, I couldn't get done, and now this is I'm saying I did something, for my
Your
quarterly
participation
review.
trophy,
Like,
kind of, yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, like that's not quite enough. But I guess if they don't do very much at the deadline and they go on to win the Stanley Cup, then
Yeah,
Not
the
bad.
results will shape that for sure. But
not
cool.
bad.
We've narrowed it down to somewhere between Sidney Crosby and Cody Ceci for what the Avs need to do.
Ooh, speaking of the Kings,
Yeah.
Oh, God.
We do need to take our final break of the show here, so let's hit that, and then we'll start talking about a couple other things I want to see. Official vehicle of DNVR is Toyota, and they have a vehicle for everyone, whether it be SUVs, sedans, hatchbacks, crossovers, anything in between. They've got you a vehicle, and 17 of those vehicles all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive compatible. So they'll make sure your control on the roads, or if you go off-roading, it's a great way to do that too in a Toyota. You can also get 16 different vehicles that are hybrid. They even include hybrid trucks like the Tundra iForce Max. They have more low and zero emission vehicles than any other automaker combined. So if you want to save a little bit of money on your commute, Toyota's even got your back there. You can get their SUVs, which take command of the road and the trail. You can get their big trucks if you're hauling stuff all over the place. They've got a vehicle for everyone, like I said, and you can get them at your local Front Range Toyota stores, including AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe and Centennial, Corman Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota, not just the official vehicle of DNVR, but the official vehicle of the Colorado Avalanche. Toyota, let's go places. And once you've got yourself into a Toyota, Peter McNabb once said, "I love that ding dong. It's a perfect little ding dong." He was talking about Taco Bell. This is not a joke. This actually happened. Go look it up. It's hilarious. Taco Bell, not hilarious, absolutely delicious. You can try their new Cantina chicken menu, and you are in for a treat. They launched a new era of chicken, and it's not your parents' poultry. The Cantina chicken menu debuts a new flavorful chicken that is slow roasted and perfectly seasoned with Mexican spices, including garlic, onions, and a variety of chilies. Additional premium ingredients, of course, highlighted on the menu include purple cabbage, white corn tortilla shells, fresh fried, and pico de gallo, freshly prepared every day. Try the amazing shredded chicken in a crispy white corn tortilla today. And if you want, you can still get those buff boxes. You can get a bunch of cool stuff. Your local Taco Bell restaurants would love to hear from the fans which student athletes you want to see featured on their Collector Cups for the 2026 season. Put your comments in the Buffs chat or here, I guess. I don't know. Either way. Buffs love Taco Bell. You love Taco Bell. Go get Taco Bell. Final period of the DNVR
in our
Avalanche
chat
Podcast.
works too, I guess.
I guess. If people are going to put Buffs names in our chat, I'm going to be like, I don't know who that is.
Yep.
You could put anybody in there, say it was a Buff's name, and we'd go, all right, cool.
Yeah.
I believe you.
Final period of the DNVR Avalanche Podcast presented by Bet365. Quickly, if you want to go watch all these dope players that Chris McFarland has got, our suite takeover is coming up very soon, January 10th. You can get in. The suite is an awesome time. Everyone had an absolute blast last year. Come join us. It's a great time to watch the Avs. It's a fun time to be part of the DNVR crew. Super fun event. We have a couple of other takeovers later in the year too, so you can use that QR code on screen or go to thednvr.com/events to get in and come have some fun with the DNVR fam. It's a good time. Looking back at the NHL, how much can we read into what's happened this season across both divisions? We've talked about the East being extremely tight. Are any of the teams in the East for real?
My initial answer is, again, because of the injuries, we don't really know.
Okay. Sure.
I can tell you that I'm not buying Detroit and Boston as being scary playoff teams at the top of the Atlantic
mostly what
Division.
I was looking for. Yeah.
Yeah. If Tampa Bay and if Florida manages to get in and Tampa Bay gets healthy enough to actually get in too, they're going to be fine. Those are the two teams that I'm picking them in the first round, regardless of opponent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I feel like the easy answer is to say like Hurricanes and Islanders are like the scariest threats out there. But even that and like I love some of these teams, but like that feels too easy.
Yeah. I just don't know what to make of the East still. And honestly, I struggle of what to make of the West, other than Colorado and Dallas are obviously the two best teams in the West by far. But who's third? Vegas? Edmonton? Okay.
I'm buying the Tristan Jarry stock. I think that just getting a goaltender in there and getting everybody to shut up for a little while will allow them to just kind of settle it down. Connor McDavid's awake, so watch out. Like, that's the elite talent rises to the top. So I think Edmonton they're the one that I'm nervous about. Vegas, I have a lot of respect for, though less than I thought, given how the year has gone. Defensively, they've not been quite as good, and they've struggled to score more than I expected them to. So, I'm not chill, man. So I don't love. I honestly don't love really any of those teams, and like Dallas might be second, and we have all the respect in the world. I am not super duper afraid of them right now.
I was going to kind of go in the same boat of Edmonton too. I feel like it's easy to kind of drink the Kool-Aid there.
For sure.
Because I especially as Avs fans, right? Because you've seen what can happen to a team when you turn around a bad goaltender for a what is a semi-decent or good
even
goaltender.
Serviceable is enough. Yeah.
Like, I feel like Avs fans know that best.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
That's going to be any sort of promising effect, the anti-Alexander Georgiev effect, or whatever you want to call it. Like, it's like it's seen. Give it a couple weeks,
of course.
But that's a little. It's on my radar.
Edmonton isn't going to unleash the wrath of God on their ex-goaltender every game either. You only get to beat down Stuart Skinner once.
Yeah.
And even then, Tristan Jarry was like, hey, let me give up a couple of freebies at the end.
Yeah.
I'll remind you that I'm still Tristan Jarry.
Not wrong. It's not like the Avs or the Oilers got an all-star in that case. So we'll see.
But again, a serviceable goaltender. Like that can work wonders for a superstar team.
It's not like Edmonton is getting blown out every night. Their goalies were giving up one too many bad ones, although the Avs did blow them out and Dallas blew them out. So
that's also the Avs and Dallas who are currently leading the NHL. So take with that what you will.
That's also what they're going to have to go through in the West. So we'll see. Obviously, a lot to be decided there with the trade deadline that is still a ways away. But, you know, it did feel like there was some movement with the Hughes deal, with the Jarry deal. You guys are giving Edmonton and the Jarry deal credit.
Yeah, for now.
Today, obviously results will pan out in the future. Today, what's the better move? What Edmonton did or what Minnesota did? Or theoretically Vancouver or Pittsburgh? It's not Pittsburgh, so.
What Minnesota did, easily.
Yeah.
They got an elite player. They have an elite forward, even if he is a wing. They have an elite defenseman in Hughes, and they've got the best goaltending tandem in the NHL at the moment in Gustafsson and Wallstedt. So, adding Hughes is like, that gives them an actual top pairing defenseman, not that Brock Faber nonsense. I'm never giving it up, Wild fans. Keep hating on me in YouTube comments. You suck.
Wow, so much Brock Faber hate. I don't know if I can stand for this.
I mean, look, he's adorable, right? He's a wonderful little nerd hockey boy. Does
so
not
is
belong
Cale
on
McCarr
it.
in some cases, some would say.
Totally. Except he's a destroyer of worlds and has a Conn Smythe trophy. Brock Faber.
No, I'm in the same boat. I think it's really easy to say that Minnesota won that when they got one of the two best defensemen in the NHL as well.
Definitely.
So like that's getting a guy like that, no matter what you do to throw your future in the toilet, is going to improve you now.
And I would agree. I think today, certainly it was a better move for Minnesota. But I do think it's an interesting dichotomy of Edmonton solved the problem, the position that they've needed to solve for a long time. And Minnesota said, what if instead of going out and getting a 1C, we trade one of our multiple 2Cs for a defenseman?
Yeah.
I do wonder, not that Quinn Hughes doesn't make them better. Of course he does. But I do wonder if they didn't really solve the problem they needed to solve.
The big decider of that is going to be where they finish, I think, at the end of the day. And is Quinn Hughes enough to allow them to scrape by without having solved that issue?
The thing is that they solved the problem they could.
Sure.
And like you can't just conjure up, oh, hey, here's the center and that's the answer. As we know from watching the Avs flail around and try this for a few years. It's not that easy. Quinn Hughes came on the market. They've got a couple of guys. No. You solve the problems that you can, and the ones that you can't, you just hope for the best. That's going to be, I mean, that's all roster construction for every team, right? Like, this is what we were able to get done. Yep. What they were able to get done is acquire an elite player. What Edmonton was able to get done was acquire a mediocre player at a very important position that they don't need to be exceptional, but certainly a lot better than, wow, that guy's terrible.
Yeah. I do think it can be Minnesota's problem to deal with all of the fake Sidney Crosby hype this year. It's funny to see another team doing that.
Hope you don't get him.
Same. Don't think they will. And I said this on the watch along yesterday, I think, or somewhere. If you're Sidney Crosby, you're leaving Pittsburgh strictly to win another Stanley Cup, right? Like, that's the only reason you're leaving.
Yeah.
Why would you go to a team in Minnesota that you make great when you could go to a team that's already great? That's kind of my point why I don't think Crosby to Minnesota makes any sense. If he's trying to win another cup, he should go to one of the best teams in the league, and I don't think Minnesota is one of those. So
go to Montreal and be the last piece there.
Sure.
That's their biggest weakness.
I think a little bit.
I mean, and you're going back out, like you're staying out east where you know that all the teams are deeply flawed except Carolina. And like your chances are way better because there's no juggernaut to go through, and the Avalanche would have to give up a lot of what they've built in order to make that happen. Would they still be the same juggernaut? Yeah, they would be. They're really good, so.
Yeah, Avs are fun this year. There's no doubt about that. We do have a late super chat coming in here from Benny, who says, hey, AJ, I asked Rudo this last night, and now I'll ask you, who has a more iconic toothless smile, Brent Burns or Bobby Clark?
Depends on how old you are.
Nah, that's kind of what I said, yeah.
If you're, I don't know, over 40? Over 50?
I thought over 40 probably, yeah.
I don't want to say over 40. I'm 38. That's not iconic to me. So
you're 2 years too young.
I'm going to say, we'll say over 45. We'll split the difference.
All right,
negotiations. And then anybody under than that, younger than that, Brent Burns. The generational divide is real, fam.
That's our generational divide. Bobby Clark or Brent Burns' smile.
Burns. Yep.
All right. Who's the next one? Who's the next toothless wonder?
Yeah, great question. I mean, for a long time, it could have been EJ.
Yeah, true.
Down to Chushkin if he keeps taking sticks to the face.
I can't really think of a great one, other than newly minted Val Nichushkin's bottom row. But,
I mean, Mike Ricci.
Yeah, but I want the Gen Z toothless guy, not the
old guy. Yeah, you're right. The new guy. Yeah, I don't know. These guys, they're all worried about brand management, and they haven't figured out that being the toothless hockey guy rocks.
Is the play, yeah.
They haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah. I don't know. It makes me sad, though, that EJ retired and was like,
immediately got the teeth done.
Blackwood gets them fixed too. And I'm like, that makes me sad. Bring back the days where that just keeping it's normal.
I mean, look, we got Jack Jury and Parker Kelly getting their teeth chipped, so they could be on their way.
Poor Parker Kelly.
Yeah. You don't get hard to get your teeth punched out as opposed to sticked out.
Yeah.
If you want your teeth punched out, just go find a Josh Manson. I'm sure he'll take care of it for
my
you.
goodness. Mason Marchment did one too many, bud.
I just love that the gloves came off and Mason Marchment dipped.
Yeah,
he was like,
hell no.
This is no longer my scene. That's a real man right there. I am out.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Someone, look, opportunity. Knock your teeth out, and you can be that guy, Macklin Celebrini. All right?
Is that my generation's guy with the teeth? Oh, God.
I guess that's it. We are headed into overtime. The conversation continues online at the DNVR.com. I'll leave you guys with one question, and Bailey and I talked about this yesterday, but yes or no? Avs 60 points before Christmas?
Yeah.
I like it for the storyline. That would be fun.
All right. I'm down.
Like, they're going to do it before New Year.
Yeah, very, very good chance.
Like, there's all the eggs are in that
They can
basket.
play 500 from here and have it by New Year's. So,
wait, so they need 6 points
in 3 games to hit it by Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Ooh, that's spicy. I don't know. Winnipeg with Bucky at Minnesota. God.
They only need 5 points for the record. They can have one overtime loss.
And then at home against a Utah team that gives them all the problems in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, screw it. Say yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Why not? Have a little bit of fun with it. We are going to wrap it up. We appreciate all y'all hanging out with us on an off day. Another off day show tomorrow. So tune into that one. Maybe we'll dig a little bit more into the Avs and if this power play can actually get fixed. We appreciate y'all. This has been the DNVR Avalanche Podcast presented by Bet365.
We all silly like the mayor.